Hello, Christian Fellowship, and everybody else that is watching. Today, I want to share the Word of God with you, and I want to start reading in 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, "Remember this, in the last day there will be many trouble." And then let's read Luke 21, when Jesus is talking about the last day, and this is what he says in Luke 21:11 says, "And there will be great earthquakes in various places, and famine and pestilence." I don't want to focus right now in when that I think Jesus is coming back, but I do want to focus in this word trouble. You know, obviously we are going to pestilence and we are going through sickness and we're going through all these crazy things happening around the world. And for some, that kind of trouble is different. For some, it's because the sickness or this virus is on you, or the fear that that virus brings, or circumstances that are happening because of the virus. People have been laid off and they had to go home, and now they feel like suffocated and troubled because they're losing their jobs, or there's certainty of what is going to happen. So, but I want to talk about what trouble, like this word come from the Greek, and the word is thlipsis. And thlipsis means this: it means heavy pressure situation. So when we're talking about trouble, we're talking about heavy pressure and situation. And actually, one of the scholars described that this thlipsis word, one of the first use for this word, it was to show this. It was a man being tied on his hand. That's what thlipsis mean. And then putting his back in a surrender mode and bring the biggest rock and crush him until that pressure break his bone in pieces. So maybe you're feeling that way. You're feeling like that because of the virus and the terror and the fear that this is bringing, and maybe because of the real situations that you are facing and living through. For example, for many that know me, I was going through a situation last year where I was diagnosed with cancer, and in the process I was hospitalized because of pneumonia. And at one point, even the doctors came down and told my wife, we tried to go in with a camera, and we had to send him back to the ICU because we were losing him. So obviously there was like a pressure of a reality that I was going through, that my family, myself are going through. And this was the kind of trouble that we were going. You know, some say, Damian, now you had to be careful because your immune system. But I tell you what, I have found something so amazing to this process. And it's honestly the peace and the rest that we can get. And Jesus talks about this, and he talks about this in Matthew, and this is what I want to focus today. But this is what I say, Matthew 11:28. "Come to me, all who are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Come to me, all who are labored and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That's what I had to do, you know, when I was going through this. That's what I had to do today, is the realizations that what I'm going to do with it. You know, that I'm going to let this become heavy laden, that it suffocate me and it crush me until my bones explode, or I'm going to run to Jesus where I can find rest. And rest, honestly, you know, the word rest in Greek is anesis, to let up, to relax, to stop being stressed, or to find relief. I know that you want to find relief, and the way to do it is run to Jesus and whatever you're going through. There were two men being crucified with Jesus, robbers. One decided through the process to mock on Jesus and say, if you are who you are, if you're God, why you don't bring yourself down and bring ourselves down too? But the other one took a different approach and say, man, we deserve what we're going through, but these men have done nothing. He said, don't you have fear of God? And then he looked at Jesus and said, remember me. And Jesus said, today you'll be in the paradise with me. What a better rest to know this, to know that through Jesus Christ, we know where we're going. So for all those of you already a Christian, you know where to run and find that rest and lay down all the heavy pressure Because Jesus, that's what Jesus said. He will give you rest. And for those that don't know Jesus, I want to focus to you and say, listen, through these situations and everything that we're going through, I want for you to have the certainty that Christians have, that we have, is to know this, that you can approach God and question God and mock God, like this robber did. Or you can be like the other one and say, you know what? Have fear of God. And then look at Jesus and say, Jesus, remember me. Remember me when your time comes. Remember me now, Lord. I give you my heart. I give you my mind. I give you my soul. And I believe Jesus will look at you just like he looked at this robber. He deserved to be in that cross. He deserved everything. But he looked at him and said, today you'll be in the paradise with me.